welcome back to our final episode of Vast Grimm, I Want Your Skulls. Now with 100% more worms who want your skulls. My name is Anniek. I am the game master for this wonderful little horror game today, and we're going to quickly go around, say hi to our players, and then we're just gonna dive right in because we have a lot to get through. Skulls, mysteries, all that good stuff. I'm gonna go in the order of my Zoom screen because convenience, which means we're gonna start with Kit.
Hi, I was muted. It's me. Hi, I'm Kit. You can find me places on the internet at KitRollCause, same way it's spelled, I don't know, somewhere around me in chat. We'll see. I will be your Avon for the evening, resident bone girly and worm girly, maybe, perhaps. We'll find out.
No proof yet. Derek.
Hi everybody, I am Derek Sword. I use he, him pronouns. I am the Sword Have Sword DM here. I do want to take my time real quick to emphasize that you can support this cast and crew of this game in particular through our Pally, which you can see in chat. Hopefully I'm pointing the right way. Our Pally allows whatever you donate, or I'm sorry, I should not use that word, whatever you tip to get evenly distributed between these lovely folks, and it doesn't take the massive cut that Twitch does. So if you do give anything through Twitch, it's much appreciated, goes towards the channel. But heavily emphasized, if you are going to support, again, these incredible people and the incredible characters and stories that they tell, which I highly emphasize that you do, should you be able, and willing and money and all that, please consider going through our Pally. It is a much better tool that we have found for supporting, again, these phenomenal people. That's my time.
Thank you for your time. Dan.
Hi, I'm Dan Pixel. I can be seen today playing your Maesin, your Lost Technomaniac, one of two, and your Bone Girly, one of two. I can be found anywhere else on the internet as Dan Pixel, as well as spelled, I believe, there, if I have my understanding of the layout
right.
correctly. Yeah, somewhere right below where I'm pointing. Yeah, anywhere you want to find me, you can find me there.
And of course, last but not least, Sophia.
Hello, I'm Sophia, also known as Nerdy Teddy, and today we'll be playing AJ, one of the other Lost Technomaniac.
And soon to be second worm girly ? AJ or Sophia, you can do it in character, out of character. People have made different choices in their lives. Can you give us a short and mostly correct, but not entirely correct recap?
So we left off where we started off where we left off in the second episode. And Knox went into an admin office and talked to somebody in there, and then we headed off to the penal colony. There was some stuff with water and Maesin still stinking, and so we got air fresheners and other stuff. When we landed, wow, it has been a long week.
I mean, you did spend an ungodly amount of time on getting Maesin to smell less awful.
We did spend a lot of time doing that. And then we landed on, we got permission to land on the penal colony. We met some of the guards, had to go through the entry process. Maesin ended up getting some sort of shower from the security process that did actually help with the smell. And then we started searching around for stuff, and Avon had some creepy conversations with the guards. Knox tore apart some bunks. We checked some security footage, some logs, eventually finding some abnormalities in the supplies. And we checked the storage room on AJ's behest of finding some clues. We found even big storage tank of some sort that wasn't supposed to be in the storage room. And then we left off with AJ potentially about to get infected with a worm.
A definite possibility. Basically, Knox and Maesin, I believe, were watching the video feed recordings for over the past few weeks when, weirdly enough, guards and an inmate had gone missing from a penal colony, which is weird. You know, you'd expect inmates to flee, not guards. And they found a rather scarred man making pickups and drop-offs with his unregistered vehicle. And while Knox and Maesin were off doing that, Avon is happily doing her thing, talking to weird people about creepy things. And one of the elite-looking guards went over to talk to AJ, who had been dampening her skull to keep Fred happy, but failed to answer the question of when were you infected, by saying, "Oh, yeah, I don't really know." At which point the elite guard made a very generous offer and said, "Why don't we make it now?" And that's where we're going to pick back up. AJ, having kindly removed your helmet earlier, I need you to make a parasite test, please.
Okay, so what is a parasite test?
You get to roll 2d6. And then tell me what they say.
I got a 5 and a 6.
Very nice. I will send you something on Discord. But I will start by describing how this elite guard, as they say the words, "Why don't we make it now?" You see a crack in that faceplate. And there's definitely something moving behind it. But it's not a person. It is something pretending to be a person. You see things moving under its skin, milky blue eyes. And one of those things that slither away under their skin slips out of this faceplate and hops onto you. Congratulations, AJ, you are now infected. I will send you the things that this means for you on Discord. This has a few effects. That's the main one. Normally, gameplay-wise, you'd like, if you meet a wild worm, you have to roll to see what kind of worm it is. These cool-looking guards all carry a very specific type, right? So that's your new god. Your new bestest friend. Fred goes eerily quiet. Almost as if Fred was never really there for you after all. And instead, you have a new best friend who is going to take care of you for a short while. I'll post a picture of your elite guard in the Discord. This is what they look like once you get real close and can see a little bit past that faceplate. And I'll put it in the main chat. I'll also post a picture of AJ's new god. There we go. That's the Grimm that you like. And can you roll me another d6, please? Because this is your first day, your first minute with your segmented new friend. Sophia, a d6, please.
Right. Four.
A 4. Lovely. So, having been freshly infected, there's what they call growing pains for everyone with their new little friend. As you see this small worm, it enters near the neck, right? But you can feel it. It's going on a little trip across your body, and you feel bits of muscle being separated from skin. So that's also going to affect one of your stats a little bit. There you go. But it's very quick. It's very quiet. Assuming AJ stands there in shock rather than evolving into screaming, which would be a valid response as well. But for now, Avon hasn't noticed.
I mean, AJ is definitely in shock. I don't think she screams yet, though.
The elite guard steps back from you, darkening their faceplate again. So you can't see where that little crack goes. Nods at you. Walks away.
So where's everybody else?
Avon is nearby. Avon is in the same room as you, talking to other people. Knox and Maesin went to the administrative building to look at videos. The CCTV, basically. And there's a bunch of other guards and inmates and people around if you want other friends. According to Avon, everyone's a friend.
So I think AJ's going to approach Avon then.
I think, like, as you're approaching, before you even say anything, she just sort of turns on a heel. Yes?
We should go find the others.
Are you well, AJ?
I'm fine.
And then just sort of, starts walking in that direction, assuming you will follow.
Yeah, and AJ will.
Let's go find our friends.
Avon, can you roll a presence test?
Sure. Where have I put all my dice? That's a 9.
A 9!
That's a 9.
It's nothing weird.
Seems legit.
Seems legit. Just 2 lands on their way to 2 other lands. Administrative building isn't very far. No one stops you. No one bothers you. You can just easily walk there.
We do.
All right. Knox and Maesin. You drew a number of conclusions from your video watching last time. Is there anything else you want to do here before AJ and Avon arrive?
I don't think so, at least not for me. I have notes, but I think that I've gotten everything out of the video, and I don't think there was anything else in this area.
No, I think if we got sort of like the general image and the outside of the ship, that was about all I remembered to think to get from the video.
And that would put you as exiting the administrative building as Avon and AJ are approaching you. I think for the first time in a few days, because this hasn't been going on very long, but AJ doesn't seem to be bothering to be like wetting her scalp anymore or anything. No more wet tea towel.
I mean, it is. We're in an algae plant. It's damp in here in general. I would even notice something like that. Not with this present score.
Fair enough.
I don't know if I'd think to look at this moment.
I mean, you did just discover something very exciting.
Yeah.
Best lead yet.
I might be preoccupied at this moment. I'm not quite sure.
Righty. Well, in that case, merry greetings to one and all.
Yeah, now that we have the whole crew back together, I'm assuming that you two didn't find anything particularly interesting where you are. You don't seem excited or anything. All right then. Well, we have found Maesin and I a bit of information as to the video here, so we have a lead, unless anyone else has any other potential ideas. Beautiful. Sounds like where we're heading next is... Where are we heading next, Anniek?
That's a very good question. Did you ask anyone where this vessel normally hangs out, or did you just...
So I'm trying to remember. So we got shipping records.
Yeah.
And the vessel that we saw, was it unmarked or...
Unregistered. It's easy enough to recognize when flying around. So at this point, the vessel doesn't have like it's not usually docked at one of the asteroids, right? It tries to like, I have to stop saying like so much, but it seems to maintain more of an in-space presence rather than actually landing anywhere. There seems to be someone who lives aboard their vessel rather than having a hideout on an asteroid.
Sure.
I mean, the problem is your presence score, because there is a pattern to figure out with all the logs you have so far with where this ship would most likely be right now. Not sure if Knox is going to be the one who does the pattern recognition on this and realize, okay, he's probably at these coordinates between these two on a Thursday when it's raining, Stardew Valley style, you know?
The problem is always my presence score, Anniek. I can't emphasize that enough.
This was something that Maesin was kind of hoping to look into based on the logs of when they arrived, which I think you said there was no there was no consistent set pattern of when they arrived or departed.
On the penal colony.
On the penal colony, but
with you, like, you know, if you combine, basically, if you take everything back to the Winnebago, and you also have a really good look at mainly when algae barrels were being shipped, and where people went missing, you can probably figure out that there's this person isn't dumb enough to like always be here on Thursday at 3 p.m. But there are conditions he favors. So if, for instance, every time there has been a new freight hauling ship on Centauri Secundus, this weird vessel was listed as also having visited. Or rather, obviously not listed because you can see something landed or docked, but it's not in the logs. Right? It's the suspicious empty line in a docking sheet.
Sorry, I'm processing the visual,
Yep.
and it's not. I'm struggling a little this morning.
That's perfectly fair.
So
Summarizing, going by what you have so far, roll me a presence test, and I'm going to see how easy I make this for you. Besides, we have 3 hours to fill. You can do a little thinking.
okay, we're apparently on our hot girl shit today. That is an 18.
Beautiful. So main things, this unmarked vessel has weirdly had an extra canister last time it dropped anything off here, which was 2 days ago. So that kind of tracks with the people going missing from Centauri Primus. Seda Delta logs have this weird vessel definitely not showing up on their parking slips every day, almost.
Every day.
Pretty much, yeah. Picking up algae, whatever. So he collects something from Seda Delta every day. He delivers occasionally to Seda Primus, occasionally to Seda. I have to say the right one or it's going to get more confusing. Epsilon. For as far as you can find, it's never actually shown up on the asteroid Seda Zeta. I whoever named these things. And he shows up roughly once a week on Centauri Secundus, and always after a particular freight hauling ship has been there.
Okay.
But you get the sense that he just like picks up, drops off, doesn't interact with the people, but definitely he is in one of these quadrants aboard his vessel, according to every log you've read so far.
Okay. And for my recollection, this penal colony is on which one again?
The penal colony is on Zeta Gamma.
Okay. So we are.
I have to say it right. There's so much stuff.
Okay. Does that second ship that arrives on Centauri Secundus, are there logs of that one in other places, like their arrivals on other places as well, or?
It only goes to Secundus.
Okay. How frequently do they arrive there?
Once a week.
On a set schedule?
Yes.
And how close are we to that day? Has it passed already?
It's tomorrow.
Okay, so that would be 2 days
tomorrow,
before.
like there's a very artificially enforced 24-hour cycle. In about 11 hours. Whether that's a tomorrow or not depends on where you are in your artificially forced 24-hour cycle.
Okay. So that means in 2 cycles within 2 cycles, he's guaranteed to show up on Centauri Secundus.
Or
And
at
he's
least near
also-
Centauri Secundus.
Yeah, and at the very least, is at Zeta Delta every day.
Yes.
but never on Zeta Zeta between them.
No.
Okay. I will relay this in sort of like a string and corkboard fashion to everyone else. Like I will literally draw on the walls, whether either with like a piece of just like melted wax or something, or literally like I carve bone into like the wall of the ship. Whatever makes more sense and what's available on hand.
Yeah. Bone carvings.
Great. Yeah, just sort of like she picks it up sort of somewhat inelegantly, but it's actually very legible, and like the handwriting is surprisingly immaculate. And just sort of like draws like the arrows and everything, and it's just going to come to a conclusion. Here all the time on Zeta Delta. 100% chance of finding them there. What time? But after this ship arrives here on Secundus, they follow after. So there's some kind of trade going on here that they always are picking up from them here. That's the port of entry, and that might be more consistent to get more answers, but also a smaller window and less consistent. Also, we have to wait a day.
Okay, all right. I think waiting a day shouldn't be a big problem. I apologize for the delay. Knox was just like, while Maesin was figuring this out, Knox was doing that thing where he's like seeing how quick he can draw his pistol, like from the hip, just like pointing at the wall. Just drawing to absolutely nobody. Yeah, great job, Maesin. That sounds like you absolutely figured it out. Perfect job. You know, I'm sure I could have done that, but I want to. You deserve a win for smelling like you do.
It's better now. And she's just gonna like take one of the little like pine fresh stickers and just like wave it in the air and then re-stick it.
Words still mean things. Okay. Well, it sounds like we
space pine soul.
sounds like we have a bit of downtime. Okay, everyone pick a wall and stare at it.
I think
We all learned that we
Avon-
can't play Scrabble, and looks at all of them very pointedly. We know why we can't play Scrabble.
We cannot play Scrabble because you lack imagination.
Just because I ate all of the vowels, that I think that's an imaginative way to win.
You expect that we cannot play words without vowels. That is where you are wrong.
Say it's hard mode. Which is also what happened the next day in the latrine for me.
At least everything is recyclable here, so at least you recovered the vowels.
Gross.
Oh yeah, no, that's where it goes too far.
The recycling aspect. And we all can't play Monopoly because we all want to be the dog, and we can never agree on that. I'm literally Scottish. I should be the Scottish chair. That's all I'm saying.
This crew strikes me as a Catan playing crew.
We're not allowed to play Catan.
Too many sharp edges.
I have too many friendships ended over Catan.
Well, then they weren't worth their weight in salt to begin with. Anyway, is there anything anyone actually wants to do in character other than fire up Board Game Simulator and play not Catan?
I think Avon has been like sort of staring at this like murder wall that Maesin has been putting up. Like yes, excellent. So the plan, as we see it, is to go to Secundus. Yes. We have not been there yet, right?
No?
No.
Don't believe so. We have passed by it maybe once.
You almost made a wrong stop there and then realized that you were hopping the wrong way around and kept going.
Hmm. Yeah, I think Avon's just sort of like sitting in. We're in the ship. They're floating on their little platform situation, sort of squinting. Sits up a little bit. We should go ahead of the actual meeting time, and get a lay of the land. Would be a bad idea to show up there unaware.
All right, that's a fine plan.
Players planning? What is this game?
Or we could go to Gamma where we've been before. They had lots of friends.
I do think that if possible, AJ would like to talk to Knox alone.
Yeah, for the flowers.
Sure. We can pull the plastic accordion thing slider that divides half the Winnebago. What can I assist you with?
So quietly, because those plastic accordion things don't really
No,
stop
they
the sound.
block no sound whatsoever. Yeah.
AJ goes, I made a mistake.
Okay. A mistake is in like you use too much water and we're going to die in a few days, or like you just pulled the pin of a grenade and we're going to die in a few seconds.
Neither of those. Now, I know you said I can see it moving. If I show Knox, can Knox see it moving?
Oh, absolutely. It is moving under your skin, literally actively eating your muscles. And if you like try to poke at it or grab it, it slithers away. Like you can make it eat a maze if you want to keep prodding it long enough.
Yeah. Don't trust Avon. Don't let her know. I still got some time, but Avon can't know.
What do you mean Avon can't know? It's
I think Avon was going to affect Maesin with a worm when Maesin was sick.
right. Anniek, what? Okay, we live in a worm-infested verse. It is the reality of what we
Sure do.
is this stage that AJ seems to be cognizant, cogent, all that. Is this something that Knox would know? Hey, this is an inevitable sort of thing that AJ is like, it's a ticking clock sort of thing. Like it's a zombie bite in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Or
ticking
is
clock.
this like
No?
okay?
There's no fixing this.
No cutting it out or anything like that.
I mean, people have tried, but they haven't survived it.
Okay, better people than me. Okay, yeah.
Basically, I mean, you could try. In this case, though, the fact that it's moving around, it's still pretty small. So it does seem to be early days, basically. And you can see it, so it's not in the spine or the heart or the brain, or the gut. So a little more time than if it had been any of those. But that's not necessarily a very good thing. Like, this isn't something where you're excited that you have more days to live, honestly. Because AJ is going to be alive while it eats her muscles. And then, shed her skin.
All right. Well, AJ, I believe standard practice is to go into low orbit, put you into the airlock, and bid you a fond farewell. But I don't think that's fair. We have been crewmates for a decent period of time now, and you know as well as I what your near future has in store. So I leave it to you Would you like to suffer until you can suffer no more, at which point I put you down like Old Yeller, or would you like to wrap this up now?
We can wait.
It's
can
your
wait.
book. I'm just asking where the final chapter is.
I can wait. We don't have to do it now.
All right. I'll do it when you least expect it. Least I can do. No need to thank me. All right. I'm very
Thanks for
sorry this
listening.
happened to you. Well, again, least I can do. Great. I'm not sure what to say in this situation. It was knowing you.
So I'm going to ask for it anyway, Derek, because there is a good number on every die. Can I have a presence test?
Oh sure. Oh, don't fail me, D20. I don't know where all my D20s went. That is an 18.
So somewhere in your long storied career as a treacherous merc, or at least as a merc, maybe you weren't always treacherous, you heard, of course, stories about fabled bounties. And one of those is anyone who would be considered to be one of the unscathed. And those are humans that have survived a worm infection of every kind. Somehow. And those people are worth a lot of money. However, AJ only has one worm, and to put another 5 in and hope it all turns out and get a big payday seems excessive. But when you ask, is this a ticking clock? People have survived worm infections multiple times over, and they are hunted to the absolute ends of the universe. Mainly by the Grimm.
Yeah, I'm not even sure that that's going through his head right now. What's going through his head is AJ, at least at this point, is still a human shield that he doesn't have to waste resources. Like, this is... You don't want to be one crew person short, especially if that crew person has just become so incredibly expendable. So that is where his head is at.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
It's very practical.
All right. AJ, if you don't mind leaving the vinyl curtain and sending in Avon. Just gonna treat the cockpit like his principal's office.
Am I in trouble?
When are you not?
Just hovers in on her little
I'm dress
hoverboard.
coded already.
That actually might be fair. I don't think I'm dressed for space.
Avon, you are the first person that I brought aboard the Winnebago after the last people aboard
Yes.
went away. Just gonna ask you up front, did you try to put a worm in Maesin's head?
No.
Have you ever tried to put a worm in my head?
No.
While I was sleeping, while I was distracted? No? Okay. All right. You and I had an agreement, still have an agreement as far as things go. So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. So let you know, AJ saw you try to put a worm in Maesin's head. AJ currently has a worm in her head.
I did not put a worm in AJ's head.
And she didn't say you did.
Had I tried to put a worm in Maesin, Maesin would have a worm in her.
Fair enough. All I ask is you don't do it when my back is turned and give me a fair shot at fighting. I've seen you with your bones. I think it'd be pretty evenly matched. Unfortunately, just that little bit of dignity would go a long way. All I ask.
Understood.
I appreciate that.
AJ has been made a friend.
AJ is becoming more friendly, it sounds like, by your terminology.
When did this happen? Just absolutely delighted.
I don't know. You know me, I don't care about that sort of thing as long as it's not me. I don't care how many worms I have on my ship as long as they are not in. It is an unfortunate life that we all, well, it is a short and unfortunate life that we all must live, and I'm just worm free since 3033. That's my motto. All right, that's it. Just wanted to check in.
We don't know where the friend came from.
I have to imagine it was a recent pickup, so likely the penal colony had a few worms lying around, it sounds like.
So they are operational. And just turns around and floats away. Just not talking to AJ, but making eye contact with AJ and just knowing smile.
Just not my worms, not my terrarium. That is where we are.
Could be your worms. Could be your terrarium. I mean,
would you like it to be your would you like it to be your terrarium?
You know,
I would not.
If you were down, I mean.
Before Knox leaves the cabin, Maesin is just going to poke her head around the corner.
But did you also? Yeah, come on in. All right, it's office hours.
Everyone else was coming in. I didn't want to be left out.
Oh no, you're fine. You are the favorite on the ship right now. You are. Keep doing what you are doing, and maybe just keep your helmet on. Throwing it out there.
Those were two very concerning sentences.
Uh-huh. Sure were. I wouldn't worry about it, though.
All right.
I mean, I would. I would be constantly worried and anxious in this existence that you and I both share. Just constant peaked anxiety. Literally every waking moment. A literal nightmare. But beyond that baseline, it's fine. Wouldn't worry about it.
You're being somewhat contradictory. I'm admittedly a little confused.
All right, then.
And she's just going to slowly, pull back from around the corner until she disappears.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, everyone, let's go into orbit around, what was the planet again? Centauri Secundus, and we'll see if we can do a little bit of scouting. Hang out for a day.
Hang out for a day. So assuming you autopiloted most of the way, 1 hops, 2 hops, 3 hops. It takes about 3 hours to get there. So office hours were in flight. You even have time to grab another gross cup of space coffee before you go into orbit around Secundus. Your scanners and other techno gadgets tell you that it is artificial atmosphere, as with all of these asteroids. Big shield, breathable air, but the breathable kind of air, you can. You kind of don't want to.
You want to?
Yeah, you'll live. But all of this asteroid is in use as ore mines. They're on a roughly 18-hour cycle for just full-on production asteroid. Bunch of heavy machinery. They've drilled all the way down to the core. I will tell you now, because it will come up otherwise, there are no balrogs. They did not delve too griggly or too deep. This is a perfectly reasonable asteroid mining operation. And there's just piles of leftover or residue on every bit of surface outside of these mines.
I'm going to say that Knox probably spends his day. Doesn't really have anything. He's probably just preparing, oiling, polishing guns, knives, sharp tanks, all different types of instrumentation. He feels like a samurai sword collecting kind of guy. Like there's that one like really cheap rack you would get from Spencer's Gifts of just like 3 different types of samurai swords that aren't sharp. They're made of like aluminum. But he's like, oh no, these are authentic.
Yeah. Authentic replicas of a replica from that one theme park from 2,000 years ago. Which, still a collector's item. They're that old.
Yeah, they're all stamped with like, made in Taiwan for Ninja Turtles 2, Secrets of the Ooze,
One has, weirdly enough, a little pizza symbol on it and a little cat face.
Yeah, apparently the movie had a lot of bovine in it. It keeps saying cowabunga.
All right, you are, making sure your loadout is loaded out correctly, hoping that this time you and your gun will be a little more in sync, maybe. After, of course, having been shown up by the Bone Girlies in the past.
Why his gun's name is Justin Timberlake.
This will be your time to shine. Yours and Justin's. Team effort.
Yeah, I saw that face. I'm presuming in this reality, Justin Timberlake was the greatest president of the Galactic Federation that there ever has been.
Justin Timberlake is still alive. Justin Timberlake is eternal.
Look,
he found the fountain of youth.
Thought he was real cool, okay, with his little brain and his little floaty jar. But he still had some controversial policies, and I feel like you're skimming past those.
Who among us hasn't had a controversial policy or two?
I don't know what you mean at all. Are any of the rest of the crew doing anything to prepare mentally, physically, spiritually, economically?
I would like to spider juice my bones, please.
I would like you to roll agility for that, please.
Cool.
Even make a note. I want that on a shirt.
I want to juice my bones.
I want to spider juice my bones. I would like to spider juice my bones.
I think Eva's busy making a shirt about staying damned.
Stay damned. Get in the comments. That's a 14 to juice my bones, please.
A 14 to juice your bones. I will say you can juice 2 bone knives successfully without stabbing yourself or one of your crewmates.
Nice. I'll take it.
You'll take it and you'll like it.
Both.
I like it. Maesin, AJ?
Maesin is going to continue just hovering and kind of spy on everybody. I think she's just gonna keep poking her head around corners very discreetly for the entire ride, just to see what people are doing, and just this is her version of a vibe check.
Creepy. When you say very sneakily or subtly, actually sneakily or more creepily? Because those are different. Don't believe Avon. Those are different.
She is going to attempt to be sneaky specifically in regards to Avon.
Face of betrayal!
We were friends.
Bone friends, not worm
Bone
friends.
friends.
But not
Maybe
worm
even-
friends.
Maybe even worm friends. One day.
Well,
You know, I mean, like, if you're free and I'm free.
Okay, so how about Avon rolls presence and Maesin rolls agility?
Oh.
See how sneaky we're being. Hey, you're on your hot
That's-
girl shit. You'll be fine.
Yeah, but that's bad. That's a bad stat for me.
What?
It might be better than a 12.
Do you know what though? It is. It's certainly not. That's an 8.
An 8. So Avon, you don't even get that feeling that someone's watching you. You see someone watching you. But Maesin is weirdly enough like not coming up to you when you're juicing your bones. But she's at a weird distance and sort of gliding past.
I don't think Avon has the subtlety to like realize that Maesin is trying to be sneaky and failing. I think she just thinks that they're being a little bit, I don't know, sad, mopey. That's not. We can't let friends be sad. Absolutely not. So like we'll wait a couple like half a minute or whatever for her to like come up, and then if she doesn't, it's like, would you like your bones poisoned as well, Maesin?
She's like realizing she's been seen.
Oh no.
Sure. And she'll like drift over.
There's like a whole little like baby like chemistry set up with whatever janky equipment is on the ship, just like ice spider poison and just bones all over. Some of them are like hanging to dry because they have been poisoned, etc. Just like very carefully, like bones, please, bones, spare bones. No.
She like
you
finishes
can
spinning
do
one.
it, but last time that didn't go so well. So
No, I remember. She like finishes like spinning one in like a very quick motion and like just holds it up.
I will poison the bone if I am allowed. If it has to come out of my 2 poisoned bones, that is okay.
I mean, you can roll another agility test, but with a penalty to see if you can squeeze any more spider poison juice out of the very bottom of the sack.
And other sentences that have been said live on stream. Yeah, I'll do
I've
it.
said a lot of things on stream that most people don't say in their lives, but that's on being a horror DM, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
It truly be that way sometimes. Yeah, I'll take what is it, disadvantage?
Yeah,
Like,
it's disadvantage.
roll- Okay, sure. This is agility. Well, so I'm gonna go with probably not, because that was already not great. That's a 7 and a 4. So
A 7 and a 4. Oh, I love a good 4.
I do love a 4.
Would you like to roll toughness as well?
I could certainly try. Let's. How tough am I? I don't roll that very often. Okay. All right. Okay. 13.
13.
12 plus 1.
Beautiful.
I'm toughish.
You're tough-ish. I mean, you still get a little of the poison on you, but at this point, it's several days old. Unlike Maesin, who got coated by a fresh load. And I realized how that sounded. Sorry.
And other sentences said on the stream.
You
I'm
know,
not
there's
going-
a
Oh,
thought
you know, I'm
that,
not
like,
going to apologize. I'm not. I'm just gonna nope.
Don't apologize for art.
there's
So,
a thought
Ave-
exercise that when you die, you get to like ask a question. I've always wanted to ask, like, what were the things that I said that nobody else in all of human history has ever said? Like,
Right.
especially playing TTRPGs, there has to be something. What Anniek just said has absolutely been said before, but
It
not
has.
on channels typically rated.
Not in this context.
Typically, they are behind a paywall or like suspiciously free. It's those kinds of.
I think this sentence would have been said, you know, to get people to come to the paywall. Past the paywall in this case. And
That
here
sentence
it is,
also
for
makes
free.
way too much sense, not the way you meant. Okay,
This,
we're moving
this
on.
might be the first time it's been specifically in reference to spider venom.
It
That
might
the
be.
first.
Dan.
Might
It
be.
might
Might
in
be.
fact be.
It might be. I might still be original. Yeah. Anyway, my whole point was, before we got horribly distracted by Maesin and getting splattered, was that with a 13 toughness, you actually pass the test to avoid being paralyzed like a delicious morsel, because it's now kind of old and weakened. Does mean that you realize that once you use this poison on other people's, there is a fair chance it won't be as potent as it was the first time you used it. Because it's getting old and sad and saggy, poison-wise.
Yeah, she like accidentally stabs herself and is like a little bit concerned and then a little bit disappointed. That it doesn't work.
You are not tripping balls the way Maesin was.
Pity. But we'll return. I don't know. We'll return the bone in whatever its poison state is, whether or not
It's not
there
very
is
poisoned.
enough. Yeah, not super poisoned.
She's
No.
gonna pocket that one and take out a not poisoned one. Or actually, she's already taken. As soon as she handed you that one, she'd already taken out another bone.
New bone.
And was just started spinning it as soon as she handed that one over. So she pockets the
Yep.
poisoned one.
I'm not sure it will be as fun as the time you used it, but
Fun's a word.
it'd still be
put it
helpful.
that.
It sounded like you were having an excellent time.
For a little bit.
Hmm.
Nice. Everything was breathing.
I heard.
Did you try to do something to me when I was unconscious?
I did not try to put a worm in you, if that is what you mean. If I had tried to put a worm in you, there would be a worm in you. Is there a worm in you?
She kind of pats around on her skin. I don't think so. Wouldn't be the first time, but
You have had a friend before?
is that how you use friend? Oh. I did. Once. It didn't take.
Do
I
you
don't
think
really-
a different one would take?
I don't know. I don't really remember anything about the first one.
Oh, so you do not know why? Hmm.
Hmm. When you say friends, you had friends at the penal colony, is that what you meant?
In a sense, sort of. Not particularly. No. Well, it is strange.
Do you have a worm?
Not in the traditional sense. No. They tried.
Didn't take?
Well, someone else tried. The worms did not choose me. Perhaps they never got the chance.
Huh. Are you sad about that?
My time will come. Everyone's will.
That's...
Are you sad about your worm, Maesin?
No?
Would you like one?
Um,
I have been told I should ask.
well, if you're in the process of trying to, you know, give one, I think asking is definitely the right way to go. But it's not really, maybe not really my thing.
Another time then.
Sure. And spinning like the bone between your fingers, she's just gonna kind of slowly drift out of the room.
Just goes, turns back to her bones. Just having a normal one.
Perfectly normal. AJ, how are we coping?
I think AJ just finds like a place to sit and tries very hard not to look like she's in pain. Imagine she doesn't do very well at it, but she's like trying. She doesn't know Knox told Avon. She's like trying to pretend that everything is fine.
Fair enough. I was about to say, denial is a powerful thing, but without your vac suit, you would still see things. The thing. It's not plural. One little friend moving. And even without a presence test, you already have the idea that it's gotten a little bigger.
That she doesn't like. That it's already gotten big.
And you haven't felt anything from Fred, though. So at least that everlasting itch inside of your scalp is gone. I mean, your muscles are being eaten from the inside out, but the itch in the scalp is gone. Small favors.
Yeah, small favors, but maybe not the trade-off she would have wanted.
Maybe not. No. Okay. Anything you want to do other than sit there and pretend it's normal? Any last will and testaments? Any?
No.
No. Perfect. I feel you. Nothing to leave behind. Let them fight over it. All right. Knox, you can. Do you want to park or do you want to stay in orbit?
I think until that next day, we are going to stay in orbit and try to just, if there's like other small rocks, try to blend in there, and like small orbiting rocks. But I think we're trying to be as inconspicuous as possible so that we can properly lay this trap. Because we don't have any way to get from orbit to the planet without the ship, right? There's not like the Winnebago has a smaller, towing SUV or something.
No,
There's a Civic behind us or something.
Sadly, no Mini Cooper attached. You don't have any docking vessel. It's the Winnebago or bust.
Yeah, Knox doesn't seem like a Prius kind of guy, so that's fair.
I don't think the Prius has made it through the apocalypse. Shame, really.
Yeah.
Right, you are blending in with the asteroid belt until you hear a little. I'm assuming you rephrase that sentence because that's a lie. I'm assuming you have Maesin put up a little alert whenever there's proximity of a vessel. I don't think Knox would. But you you'd get your smart girlies to do it.
Oh yeah. Knox has his heavy duty headphones on. One of them is slid a little bit off just to hear in case somebody does want to try to worm him, but he is just, it's all dad rock all the time.
Fair enough. All right. It takes a few more hours of twiddling your thumbs, metaphorically and potentially literally for some of you. Bone knife not included. But after, I think it's all 8 hours of waiting, provided you don't want to land and scout before the 11 hours are up, you hear your proximity alarm go beep beep. There is a vessel approaching Sedasconis. It's a rather large freight vessel.
Is this not the vessel we were expecting? Because you said the other one was relatively small.
This is, if you look back, if you turn 90 degrees to Maesin's murder board,
Mm-hmm.
This is the vessel that is always visited before your small unregistered vessel shows up. This one is always the precursor to it.
Huh.
So his buddies are here.
Well, if it's much larger than us and we are close enough, it might be a good idea to try to sneak in. That is something that we can manage. If we're going to set up proximity alarms, then I don't know about that. But is that something that might be accomplished?
So sneak in as in, like, do the whole baby fish under the shark, get into the shield maneuver? Yeah. I think you can try if you roll a really good piloting check.
You know what is piloting? Piloting is also presence, isn't it?
Yes, but you were a pilot, so you had something for that, right? You had a skill or a thing?
I should.
I thought you did. Because you landed real smooth the first few times.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Like agility or something?
I was going to say, I do have a bonus to agility, so I was wondering if it might be that. But I don't otherwise have anything that says, like, oh, you're a pilot, you get a plus 10. I didn't see anything in the rules that said that.
Fair enough. I'll let you roll agility then.
Alright.
Because I kind of want this to work, so you're going where I need you to go.
Yeah, 17 plus 1, so that is an 18.
That will be more than enough to cleaner fish yourself to the bottom of this freight vessel. Get in down to the asteroid. They are going to land to load a lot of ore. Are you landing nearby? Are you hovering nearby? What's the...
I think landing nearby, if there is like any type of topography, if we could land nearby and not necessarily like be seen, go behind
you can get in like a little ravine place behind some of the ore piles. Sure. On an 18, that's easy enough to do.
And then, all right, same spiel as always. This time I am really emphasizing helmets, and this is not like, this is an inhospitable planet, right? Said.
It is terraformed under the shield.
Oh, it does have the shield, right?
You could breathe, but it's not healthy.
Full loadout as far as things go. This seems like we are nearing the final point of the, looks to the bone carved in the side of the ship. About nearing the end of this particular web. So don't die. Or do, if that's your thing. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not here to tell you. But... Okay. Questions, comments, concerns. Don't care. Let's go.
Standard loadout, standard marching order.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
What is that? Knox, Avon, AJ, Maesin.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what
that's
you've
been
been
the standard
traveling
one.
with so far. Yeah, that's been your favorite up until now. All right, you.
I think Avon is actually behind AJ today.
Oh,
Just keeping an eye out. Just watching.
okay, so Knox, AJ, Avon, Maesin. Beautiful. I mean, for some reason, Knox, that seems to be soothing for you somehow that Avon isn't right behind you. Like your shield is being a shield. It's already working.
I feel like Knox a while ago took Sharpie and just like drew very cartoonish eyes on the back of his helmet just to keep like people who work in like tiger infested areas will always kind of put masks on the back of their heads because tigers are less likely to attack when they think you're facing them. So yeah, I feel like with Avon especially, it's like if she thinks I can see her, then maybe we're good enough.
Oh, Avon has
Fair enough.
absolutely at least once had a staring contest with your helmet. She won.
Yeah, I was gonna say I worry the helmet lost.
That's worrisome. That's a worrisome statement. Alrighty. You are on the asteroid. The enormous freight ship has landed a ways away, and you see. I won't even make you roll presence because I'm assuming that even if you're an idiot, you can at least count to 16. So you see roughly 16 people dressed as laborers loading up the ship. You would also notice 2 more of those guards in sleek black outfits.
Are these looking close-ish to like the elite guards that we saw at the penal colony or different?
One could call them identical. If one were so inclined.
I might feel inclined. We'll see.
I'm assuming you're like a ways away, like on a ridge, sneakily looking down, not that you're marching on it. AJ, could you roll presence test for me? With all your stat changes involved.
Okay, I rolled a natural 20.
Ah, very nice. You're...
Nice to see we're all on our hot girl shit for the final episode.
I'm not sure how happy you need to be the worms winning. No, on a natural 20, even with the minus that the worm eating, your body gives you.
Yeah, that just brings me down to 0 bonus, so it's just a 20.
Perfect.
Just a 20.
Just a 20. I don't know how much AJ knew about the Grimm prior to becoming one. But you get the feeling that it's like a warm, fuzzy feeling of not being alone in the universe as a Grimm, but the feeling that maybe there's more worm buddies around. The Grimm have what they call a silent beacon, which they can use to call to other worms. And it seems that you are currently encompassed in a nearby hive beacon.
It's probably fine. It's more than a little concerning for AJ. At this moment, it is.
It's fair. But there's definitely other Grimm nearby.
Knox, are you sure we should be here?
I'll do it a little bit.
that maybe we should leave.
Why?
Um, it's a feeling that I'm getting.
Listen, I understand. I've not had to deal with this before. That there is a time in every woman's life, uh, and I'm glad that I'm glad's not the right word. I'm here for you. Is that not what we're talking about? Is it
That-
okay? Let's on a scale of 1 to 10, describe the fear.
It's a feeling that we're not alone.
We're not, in fact. That's very good, AJ. We are, in fact. We have 2 other people with us, right? And then there are 16 of those individuals.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You're right. We're not alone in that sense, but we're also not alone as in there are things waiting for us.
I'm not a religious
Very
man
bad
myself, but
things.
yes, sort of in a spiritual sort of way. Let's see. What is it? In the name of the daddy and the baby and the spooky ghost. I think that's how it goes. Yeah, it just
Sounds right to me.
yeah. Shout quietly. Shout out and see if voices answer back, and if they do, the dark things will
Yeah,
use and whatnot.
David Knox, we're in some sort of nest. I can feel it. There are Grimm around.
All right then. All right. What is Avon doing at this?
How audible is this conversation? Just real quick, like point of order. I do think Avon was kind of watching AJ and has been the whole time, just trying to see if they can catch any sort of signs.
I don't think
of
AJ
anything.
was that quiet for this, which was why AJ was originally trying to be like, wink, wink, we should leave. So I think there's a good chance Avon probably heard AJ say
Yeah,
that
I'm just seeing
we're
if
in a
Avon
nest.
is also picking up on the wiggle vibe.
I think given what's being said, yeah. And they do not seem worried. But like she also doesn't seem like as like, oh, hype friends. It's very like it's kind of like that the tactical Avon is back and is pleased with this information.
Would Maesin have overheard this just from a DM's inquiry perspective? Because, apparently if AJ is not being very quiet.
I mean, if we're not keeping secrets or not successfully.
Not anymore!
Yeah, I don't think Knox was picking up that this was like a secret, so.
Which I also do want to point out that in the lore of this, the only person who doesn't know that AJ has a worm is Maesin.
It's Maesin. Yeah.
So-
Maesin knows nothing.
She knows fuck
Well-
all.
Maybe Fred is talking to AJ? Then again, Fred hasn't turned into an actual worm in months, so that seems unlikely.
Yeah. So I think to Maesin, this is just kind of, this is weird, except that Avon is reacting in the manner that, like, Mason's kind of pieced together how she feels about them. So that's like, okay, that's a weird little thing that I'll have to file away for later. So, are we suggesting this is a trap, or this is just terribly unsafe?
Maybe both.
Ah.
Are you concerned that they would hurt us? The Grimm?
Avon, most people are usually concerned about that.
They won't be a problem.
There you go. Avon says they won't be a problem. Bottom line, we need to wrap up this mission. This is our best lead, and if we lose this, we will likely die of starvation, dehydration, general exposure to the elements. We need this payout. We literally cannot leave this asteroid system, and I will be first damned if I am going to grow algae with my vomit like some sort of belter.
We don't have to go in immediately after them, unless that's where our friends, the ones that we're following, show up and go in to follow them. She's doing that she does the little like quotes specifically to signal to Avon that she is not talking about the same friends that Avon refers to as friends.
Friends has
Different
gotten to be a
connotation of
very dangerous word in this group.
It's so loaded now. She's like, we're still here early. We just need to see them at the handoff of whatever they do, and then once we have that, we have our actual. This is just a lead. This is the connection. If they go in there, we don't have to go after them unless, it's going to suck if when our quarry arrives, if they go in there too, and then we don't have a choice. But
we burn
Unless
that bridge
they
when
leave
we
their
come
ship
to
out
it.
here.
Also that.
If they go in personally, do you think we could get into the ship?
Probably. It's all just a little bit of sitting and waiting, or just a little bit. Just take it easy. Everybody, deep breath, breathe in that recycled oxygen, and out. Isn't that nice and stale?
And with that nice, easy, deep breath, we're all going to take a little break and come back and finish this adventure one way or another. 10 or 15 minutes. Pet your pets, stretch, hydrate, save the world, all that good stuff. See you soon. Hello and welcome back to the final half of the final episode of our little Vast Grimm mini-series, I Want Your Skulls. Something that's already happened to AJ, who is now the proud, I was going to say owner, but that word doesn't seem to do what happened here justice, host of a flesh-eating worm who is merrily nomming their way through their muscles. Avon has been outed as a worm girly, not having a worm, but just a fan, just really just like their work. Maesin, however, like a groupie. Maesin, however, shockingly revealed as an actual worm girly. Dun dun dun. And poor Knox is surrounded by whatever the fuck these people are doing.
Every day he sips from that world's best dad mug and looks at it and knows it's a lie.
Look, you kept him alive so far, Knox. You're doing okay. Like next mug, maybe world's okay is dad. Yeah.
what the barbecue apron says. I do also want to jump in real quick and say that if you do appreciate this cast and this crew, which honestly, how could you not? They're phenomenal people. Please check out chat where you can see our pally, and you can tip us there and show these people a little bit of financial support. Should you be able to? Should you be willing to do so? And you can impact what is little left of this game by doing so, and make things easier for us. Probably more than likely worse for us. Which honestly, please do. We're all on our way out. You know, the door is open. We're standing on. We're just
Look. So full behind the curtain peek. That 5 and that 6 that AJ rolled would have been enough to not get wormed originally. However, I still had an automatic success in my back pocket that was donated to me graciously by our lovely viewers. So technically, Mitch wormed AJ and not me.
Technically, Mitch wormed AJ. That is another thing that may have never been said before.
Brand new sentence.
Yes, please worm us.
Yes.
Worm us so bad. We are the opposite of veterinarians. We want to get wormed.
Help me help you worm the crew.
Yeah, I will
Beautiful.
put on Sarah McLaughlin. All of these crew members live every day without worms in their bodies. Mostly. For pennies a day, you can give them all worms. So many worms. Slaps a crew member. Chock full of worms. You can fit so many worms in this bad boy.
I was going to try to hum something to the tune of "In the Arms of the Worms," but worms don't have arms. That would make no sense.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
not
honestly
your
the most
worms.
upsetting thing.
You haven't seen my worms.
Eventually, they get lots of arms, but for now, we were in a quiet moment after some things were said while the crew was. There's a lot of. I'm sorry. Okay. There were a little moments within moments as our crew was spying on a freighter that landed on Centauri Secundus, especially since AJ's worm felt warm and comforted, and as if there was a hive of Grimm nearby. And attempting to share this, the crew got a little distracted. I'm not sure if you actually kept an eye on the elite soldiers while you were having your little discussion. So I think we're going to have a little presence test for all 4 of you in this moment.
$14?
And
9.
9, 14, 10. Avon? Muted. Very muted.
Sorry, that was a secret roll. Secrets only.
Please, your cat's still meowing in the background and you didn't want to
Well,
speak.
no, she's been freed. But she was yelling. What are we rolling? Sorry. Just make sure I'm adding that.
Presents.
Presents? So it's a whole 5.
A solid 5. Okay, so if a solid,
solid
5, a
5.
good 9, somewhat mediocre 10, but someone had a 14. And that's someone. On her hot girl shit still today, apparently. Keep the ball rolling. You would notice that out of the 2 elite guards you noticed earlier, you now see 1.
So one of them has disappeared.
One of them is no longer where you left them.
Is there anywhere that's obvious they could have gone? Or is it just like they just seem to have disappeared?
They are not currently in your field of vision, but considering where you are, that doesn't mean a lot. They could have gone in the boat, they could have gone anywhere else on the asteroid, they could be sneaking up behind you, they could be taking a leak. Many options, they're just not where you left them.
One of them has moved. I don't.
All right. Everyone, just keep your eyes out, and maybe let's spread out just a little bit. Everyone stay within eyesight of each other. See if we might be noticed.
Okay, we're spreading out a little bit. Are we spreading out sneakily?
I would hope so.
Can
God,
have
I would
some
hope
agility-
so.
Can I have some agility checks? Or the sneaking, which is definitely a word.
15.
15 sneaking. Oh, I see very disappointed faces on the other side of the screen there. Avon, Maesin, how bad is it?
Yeah. That's an 8. So.
6.
8, 6.
I got a 12.
I don't know how to break this to you, but AJ, they already know you're here because friends. You're in their cuddle puddle. Like you don't have to hide. You're amongst brethren. I will point out, Knox, that it's very hard for you to hear what might be sneaking up on you over the obnoxious sounds Avon and Maesin are making. Right? You don't know if they're tripping or what the hell they're doing on the other side of that little ore pile, but you hear the two of them more than you see them.
All right. If he doesn't notice anything, he's going to turn back towards them, because if anyone's going to attack, they're going to attack the loud ones. He went.
You're not wrong. Nothing is currently sneaking up on you. Not even
Right.
Avon.
That's a win in his book. Okay. I think they're still waiting for the other ship. That's at least Knox's plan, unless anything unsettling otherwise happens. I mean, one out of 16's gone missing. They could have gone inside the ship or inside the other thing.
Unless any of your crewmates have really bad ideas that they want to act upon, you can simply wait for the freighter to finish loading the ore and fuck all the way off again.
And
Okay.
the weird ship hasn't shown up yet. This is still the original.
This is the big freighter. The weird ship usually comes after the freighter.
And just again, the freighter is loading on or loading off.
On.
Oh, that's
Interesting.
so weird.
The freighter is taking ore.
Hmm.
Okay. Any further questions? Because then we can just fast forward to the little unmarked ship landing.
Oh, I wish we'd seen where the one had gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ah, fuck.
You were distracted. Can't be helped.
No, they can go. Yeah.
You'll allow them to leave.
I'll allow them to leave.
Oh, you're so kind and generous. All right. Do you take a trip back to the Wanda-Bagel in between, or you just rephrase that question? How much oxygen is in your vac suits?
The appropriate amount.
A good and
Just like the regular guy.
Well, if this is a terraformed planet, do they
You
have
could
to
breathe,
be using...
but you made the decree that the helmets stay on.
Sure, but is there a way to like disconnect the oxygen from the helmet and just breathe the oxygen around with the wherever the helmet's ports would be?
That works. Yeah, you can uncouple some
Filtering.
hoses.
Okay.
Perfect. Now is the time for airborne grip. No, we're not that far yet. That's a few hundred years in the future. You would notice that the laborers start packing up when a small, unregistered but clearly marked spacecraft descends. It's Knox would definitely recognize this, just general shape, form, everything. It's that cute little cruiser that you have been looking for. It lands roughly where the other ship was, but it's much smaller, so it doesn't look nearly as imposing. It's very clearly a one-person spacecraft. Maybe 2 or 3 if you have absolutely no sense of personal space.
Did it look
Plans?
from our distance like there was anything sort of left in that loading bay? Like out of place?
No,
Or
it was
just
emptied.
Just a bay. Cool. Watching intently.
Watching intently. Okay. A man in a vac suit? Question mark. It looks a little more armored than your vac suits. Exits. Speed walks in. Speed walking suggests it's smooth. It's not a smooth walk. It's fast, but it doesn't look like he's physically entirely whole, hale, healthy, all those good words. It seems to be a bit of a struggle. But he's clearly in a rush. He speed walks to that landing dock, disappears around the side. Doesn't go inside.
We break into the ship now, right?
Yeah, like is he still within like eye shot of his ship, or
Oh, he's around a building.
he's around the building? Yeah. Let's
Again, there's not a lot of line of sight here with all the ore piles and shit. Stealth
for
mission
sneaking.
into the ship.
Use the
Yes, please.
ore piles to hide behind until we get there, and then I have a
Da, da,
keycard descrambler for getting in.
Beautiful. I will ask of you as a party. Do you want to use your previous stealth rolls, or do you want to roll again?
I would love to roll again.
I'd like to roll.
Let's go ahead and
please.
roll again.
Thank you.
AJ, you have to roll as well this time. You don't feel that nice, warm, soft, cuddle, puddle beacon anymore. Your slurry buddies have gone, apparently.
I rolled a 15.
Nice.
19.
Nice.
Natural 20 for 21.
Oh
Very
yeah.
good.
Feels fitting that I've gotten an 8.
Explain to me, Kit, what happens for Avon to earn that 8?
I think so. She's sort of taken up this new weird position behind AJ in sort of their marching order, to like keep an eye out. She's heard worm things, and is trying to peep a glance at like see something moves, something AJ be weird in some way that is like yes, this is the worming, and I think she sees something. Like, I don't know if like AJ like turns and there's like something under the glass or something in like, I don't know, something moves and Avon is distracted and like trips on something. Just gets too excited, too lost in the worm sauce.
I think at this point you could have seen, considering the vac suits are pretty tight, you could have seen like a bulge on a bulge that's moving just a little too
Or
fast.
traveling.
Yeah. Oh, it's absolutely traveling.
Yeah, I think she gets distracted, trips, and like falls kind of into AJ a little bit.
Yes.
Makes sense.
But you can reach the ship easily enough with those honestly impressive rolls. The keycard descrambler is activated. It's a pretty shitty cruiser, so it's not particularly difficult to scramble your way in. And I will go over to roll 20 and give you the tiny map that we are currently using. You enter
Knox
cargo bay.
Knox is absolutely judging this ship. Like the Wandabago is not anything to look at, but it's like when your kid isn't great, but then you see like even worse kid that's gotten in trouble, you're like, not mine this time.
It's not, no, that's fair. Very fair. You arrive in a cargo bay on that little ladder on the left. Anyone with any kind of brain or sense can tell that it is absolutely covered in dried blood.
Like the whole interior?
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely.
Does it seem to be coming from a source?
No. It seems omnipresent.
All right, everybody, go ahead and start doing your snoop around whatnot. I'll go ahead and watch the door.
Okay.
Looking
Who's
for-
snooping where?
I'm looking for weird crates, y'all. I
Weird.
remember the weird crate from last time. It was very comfortable. I want to find more.
Well, the weird crates are up top there a little bit near those also none too clean bathrooms. Is there anything? They're sealed. Weirdly enough, they seem to be more care has been taken to secure these than to secure the ship.
Do any of them look like the crate, that like weird unlabeled crate that we found at the penal colony?
They all look a lot like it. Like, again, the same family of Tupperware, right?
Yeah. Hmm. I think Avon will go and start knocking on them, trying to A, find one that sounds not hollow, or B, trying to get some sort of response from any of them. Assuming that, fully assuming there's people in one of these, at least.
None of them sound hollow. They sound full, and there's a weird sort of rattling sound. Honestly, Maesin and Avon would recognize the sound of bones rattling at this point.
But just the bones?
Sounds like.
Interesting. Just sounds like bones. I don't think you can make friends out of just bones.
Mason's gonna go up and just kind of like rattle one of the bone cases for a second.
They're pretty big, but if you like, it's more of a full body rattle.
Yeah.
They sound pretty full.
There are over 200 bones in here. That's enough to like make a skeleton.
Yes, but I don't think you could make a skeleton into a friend.
Not your way, no.
Do you have another way?
Well, you can put them together. They just don't talk or do anything. Use a little like string, and you can move them like on like puppets on your own. It's not really the same as what you're thinking.
No.
No. I'm gonna go and turn and look at the just without just immediately over to the beds and the sleeping area.
Leaving the bone crates behind you. The sleeping area looks like it's entirely repurposed. It looks like it used to be more of a waiting area or crew mess or whatever. And someone just put a bunch of bench in 2 containers. Beds look recently used, haven't been changed.
Both of them.
Smells like you yesterday.
I'm gonna kind of poke at it with a bone. Are they like crunchy sheets or are they like just dirty?
It's too fresh to be crunchy.
Okay.
More soggy.
Ugh.
damp, clammy, moist.
Are there any other containers in here?
Those two crates. Well, they're not like the crates outside in shape and appearance, but just crates that you would put personal stuff in.
I want to rifle through those.
Okay. Make a presence test.
8.
Hey, it's a lot of junk. None of it makes sense to have been owned by the same person.
If they're shipping people in here, it's been a lot of them. But they've had someone recently, or even 2 people recently, but I don't know where they've gone.
Bones are not bones.
Why would they get... Why would you reduce them to bone?
Just sort of gestures at the stack of crates full of bones. Do not know why, but we know that they do.
Yes.
AJ, Knox, are you just happy to wait for Creepy and Creepy over there?
Knox was just peeking out the door and trying to make sure that because this person was still in the area, that they at least had a decent heads up. He does not have any input as to why they would only be traveling with bones, except for something pithy that would not be helpful. So he has
Fair
chosen
enough.
to shut his mouth.
AJ?
Can I tell where either of these ladders go?
Up.
Just up in the
I
rest
mean,
of the ship.
they go up to the rest of the ship.
Knowing that the other two have sort of looked around down here, I think AJ would like to go up and see what they can find.
Are Maesin and Avon satisfied with their investigation of the cargo area up to this point? Or is there anything you want to look? Or are we splitting the party, which very excited to do it.
I think for now, Avon has enough information, or at least all that she thinks she can gather.
Yeah, Maesin needs more information.
Can the voice of God suggest that Maesin check out the bathroom?
Is that on this floor?
Yes, the one on the
okay.
left.
Wait, on the... Oh, in the back. I thought that was... Yeah. It's over here in the top left, you mean?
Yeah.
Got it. I thought that was where we came in from. That's why I...
No, that was the ladder in the left lower corner.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Then, yes.
Excellent. You discovered a bathroom, which is also covered in spatters of blood. There is a sink filled with small scalpels, and there's a whole bunch of surgical tools attached to a wall.
Oh. I think I know how they got to the bones.
Do you?
Uh-huh. How nice, how good are these, pieces of equipment?
Oh, they're way too nice for how shitty this cruiser is. This is...
Like, they're quality? They're
They're
maintained?
good quality, they're well maintained. They're probably the cleanest thing on the ship.
not your average smuggler, trafficker. These are nice. I prefer the old-fashioned, and she just kind of like taps the bone against like the top of her head, but it's just like these are well made and maintained.
Well, everyone has their own tool preferences, I suppose.
This Knox will peek back in. Have you any of you all found anything useful, notable?
Bones.
A lot of bones.
Yes, many bones.
I don't know what I expected, but I also don't feel surprised. Hashtag bones out.
Hashtag bones out.
You sent the bone girlies in to investigate, and you were shocked that they found bones.
And they found bones. It's so weird.
Crazy.
Weird what happens when you send in the bone girlies.
Wow.
When all you have is a hammer.
Everything looks like a bone.
When all you have is a bone girly.
While you're discussing your findings, AJ climbs up a ladder. I will show it to you. The second floor map. I can draw on this, I think. Do you take the left ladder or the right ladder from the top-down view? You're muted.
Left.
Right, you come up here where I drew an obnoxious pink circle. That's too far there. You're in a hallway. I'm sorry, there was no description forthcoming because it's an incredibly dull hallway. It's a hallway. There's a ladder on the opposite end as well. There's 2 doors.
Want to go down the hallway and go right.
Oh, sorry. I also drew the circle wrong. I'm so bad at this game. This circle. There we go. I can do pink. But you end up in the same place. Down the hallway to the right. So southish. It is another hallway. This time with airlocks at the end. Which I will draw blue. Because I can definitely draw. There we go. Those are circles. Don't anyone tell you what it is. I'm an artist.
Just go through the door right in front of her into this next room.
I am deeply thrilled. This one, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful. You find yourself in a largest room. I mean, compared to the size of rooms you get on the Winnebago. It smells of ash and incense. It is very messy. And those tanks you see are absolutely filled to the brim with headless human bodies in varying levels of decomposition, slowly being liquefied.
AJ is horrified by that. Is there anything that looks like it might be useful to rummage through looking for clues?
There is a locker, but it is the first locker you've met that is actually locked. Other than that, unless you want to, I don't know what the English equivalent of this saying is. I guess if you want to roll up your sleeves and get elbow deep in the body vats, then that's your prerogative.
Something elbow grease.
Something elbow grease. Yeah. it certainly involved oiling up.
What kind of uh what kind of lock is on this locker?
It's pretty standard numerical, but it's a refrigerated locker, so those usually come with keypads. Just a numpad.
Okay, so it's electronic lock then? Something she might be
Is
able
the
to hack
Technomancer
into?
asking if she can hack it? Well,
Yes.
yes, you can. Can we hack it? Yes, we can. Don't make that face, Eva. You're not in this game.
That's a presence roll to do so, right?
It is. Presence does a lot of heavy lifting in this game.
Okay, that is a 3. I'm gonna spend another favor
Yes.
and try to do better. And that's a 6, so I did not get it.
This. It's understandable that you're a little off your game, considering the fact that you're surrounded by decapitated human corpses being slowly melted away. But this lock is currently getting the better of you.
Then I think AJ wants to investigate some of the other rooms. Maybe those airlocks that she's seen.
Those airlocks would go to the outside of the ship if it was docked at any kind of station or docking area. So those are currently completely closed off.
Okay, so they're just
Those are useless. But you can
Yeah.
go more south or zoom out instead of in. All the way back north.
Yeah, I think she's gonna go back north, assuming that she would be able to make the guess that at the back of the ship is the engine room.
I think you've been on a ship enough that you could figure that part out. Okay, we go north a few more times. You get to, honestly, a shockingly clean and pleasant smelling kitchen. There's a little stove with a little cooktop with like an attached sink. There's a refrigerator.
AJ's gonna open the fridge. Do they have better food than us?
They have 3 jars of algae and 1 bottle of water. So no.
So yes.
Define better.
AJ's going to take the bottle of water and then keep heading north.
Keep heading north. Longish corridor. And getting to the bridge. Also nice and clean. Smells like cleaning products. Like it was recently bleached, maybe. You find a little footlocker. And yeah, you can rifle through whatever else is in here if you want to.
Yeah, she'll start with the footlocker.
It's pretty full. Like if you open it, stuff starts piling out. There's all kinds of clothes and vac suits and miners' outfits and kids' outfits and IDs and like those name badges that people carry around.
If I look at the IDs, are there any of them for the people we are looking for?
Yes. You find the ideas of Haley and Luca.
Okay. AJ is gonna pocket those and rifle through the rest of the bridge.
I think the only important thing you find, considering your current mission, is a clipboard with on top an entire log of his delivery routes, and at the back, on this almost scrap piece of paper, a list of names that have all been scratched out, and the last 2 names are Haley and Luca, and they have also been scratched out.
Okay. AJ isn't particularly worried about anybody knowing that she was on the ship, so she's just going to take the clipboard too. and head back down to show it to Knox.
Wait. Okay, well, that's good. Sleuthing, AJ. It sounds like our mission might be complete. I'm a moment. He's noticed that there's movement coming from outside.
Yeah, because you said that he was keeping an eye out the door, but then you turned around to talk to Avon and Maesin. But I'm assuming as a merc, you'd have at least half an eye out in the direction of the person who's coming back for their ship. He's
Yeah, there's
definitely
less so
heading
like
back this way.
yeah. Okay, all right. Okay, everybody, this is game time. Sounds like we are not going to find our particular. It sounds like we did find them in the piles or whatnots. So mission accomplished, and now we're to the next stage where we're all going to try not to die. This film seems to be back this way, so bones out. And I think a little bit of intergalactic justice might be appropriate.
I do also want to add that, like, AJ, make sure to tell everybody that there are a bunch of headless bodies in vats as well.
Perfect. Okay, so we're all going to kill this serial killer, and then we'll go and collect from there.
Did you see any heads?
No, just the bodies.
Okay.
Not
Understood.
a noggin to be found. All right, that's horrifying. Okay. And I think at that he's going to close the door and try to grab a position behind something. I can only see the upper floor, but he will try to.
Yeah, I'm moving you back to
You're
the
good.
lower floor.
You're good.
I just have to find it. There's so many pictures.
Fine.
There it is.
Do we want?
Beautiful.
Are they coming back now?
Yes.
Was that the call?
Yes.
I would like to set my boombox by the entry ladder.
The left one or the right one?
The one that they're going to be coming in through.
The one you assume they're going to be coming in through.
They're headed in a certain direction. Yeah.
It's
The one
I
we
have
have
drawn it
inferred.
a disgusting lime yellow.
great.
Knox is taking up position. Avon, AJ, what are we? Where's the welcoming committee?
I think Avon's gonna post up, like, on behind-ish the pile of bone crates.
Okay.
Sort of get a height and hidden little vantage point.
Is there a... Oh, whoops, sorry, that shouldn't be. Is there a difference in height in the sleeping area? Is that lower?
No, just has shitty walls.
Okay. I am going to hide just inside the door then.
AJ?
I think AJ is going to, like, maybe hide in the bathroom, I guess. I don't like know where AJ would go, really. AJ's not really, doesn't really have any range weapons or anything, but doesn't
Also
want
just
to
entirely grossed out.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, and, but I think she will just hide in the bathroom. Yeah, I think that works for her.
AJ will
Would you
sit
like
with
some
the
bones to throw?
scalpels and the surgical tools.
Oh, you can find something throwable in there.
Yeah. I don't know how good AJ is at throwing in general, but there are things to throw. Yes. You are all hidden. You have, or at least taken your preferred position for, well, whatever happens next. Waiting. Some a little more nervously than others, I imagine, depending on your familiarity with battle. But the first thing that happens is that the intercom clicks on. I know you're on my ship. It is already broken. There is nothing to steal. Get out.
A bold statement for someone with numerous bodies and body parts inside their ship.
They are all broken, to be fair.
Okay, well, there goes the element of surprise.
Would you like me to leave? If one of us leaves, they have no way of knowing the rest of you are still here.
To be fair, Avon, I wouldn't necessarily stop you, but I would warn you that they might kill you on sight.
They could try.
I would say ladies first, but that also feels like I'm going to be the last one. So ladies first.
Avon will climb down from her little perch on the bone pile.
Ladies and ladies.
So true.
I mean,
knives are out.
AJ is now the theist.
Is that true?
They, them. I mean, they are multiple forever.
In a multiple sense.
Oh, because
Exactly.
they do have. There's an additional.
Yes.
It's truly in the.
Yes.
In the
They
plural.
are.
Anyway.
They are both non-binary and binary all at once.
Contain multitudes, mostly of worms, but multitudes nonetheless.
Exactly. Maesin, is your boombox on a tripwire, or do you need a little button to trigger the boombox? Because otherwise, Avon's gonna trigger your boombox.
Yeah, no. Seeing that this
Leave a
plan has
different
gone
door.
sideways.
I could leave a different door.
Is there a different
There's
door?
an airlock, right?
Well, no, the airlock isn't attached to anything, but you can use the other ladder.
It's not attached. I could just leave.
They don't open if they're not attached. Avon, please, have you never been on a spaceship before?
I'm.
Is a worm eating your brain?
Don't worry about it.
The trap version has now gone wrong. I'm just going to recollect the boombox and just sort of like sigh.
Back it up.
I can take the other ladder. It's fine. It's chill.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
It's okay. You can set it back up after I leave.
No, I think I'll just throw it at his face if he comes in.
Oh, delightful.
Avon is climbing down the other ladder.
Yeah, and Avon will just like go, like full vapid creepy girl air about her. The bones have been put away, the worms have been put away. Just sort of, lost little person hiding away. Just sort of walks out.
Person. You see the man you've been hunting in front of you with a blaster in one hand and a weird-looking gun in the other hand, both pointed at you.
It's like the slow tilt of the head.
How about getting your friends and get them out as well?
Oh, I have my friends.
The bipedal ones.
Who?
Let's see, there was Knox, there's Maesin, and there's AJ. You registered with the mayor. I know who you are.
Who are you?
Not the point.
Avon will walk off the ship, like past this person off the ship, And then turn around
will
so that they are,
Yeah, no, he's turning to keep both you and both ladders in shooting range.
That's fine.
You can roll a presence test if you want to.
Sure. It's a 17.
17. I will tell you publicly that he is weirdly unafraid, and I will tell you some details in Discord.
Hoping it's what I think it is.
I don't know if it's what you think it is. I know what it is.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
But not right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've met one like you before.
Good
Does
for
it
you,
make you
kid.
sad that they've left you?
Oh god, you're one of those. No. Yes and no, but mainly no. Sad for other reasons. You get your friends out, or I'm just gonna shoot you now and then get the rest one by one and shoot them one by one. Is this whack-a-mole? But with creepy girls?
I think there's like it was all fun and games. Then he called her creepy to her face in not a kind way.
Actually,
that sort of-
all of you girls creepy.
The sort of like the sort of cocked head just sort of straightens, just squint.
I think as soon as your head goes straight and you squint, we're going to have to roll initiative because realistically, this is a mass murderer. He doesn't give a fuck about shooting you. So right now, we're just going to go see who shoots first.
I was gonna say it is a question of who shoots first. Yeah. What is initiative again?
Agility and a d6.
Agility on a d6. I think he's gonna shoot me first. That
I
was
think
a
he's
1
going to
plus.
shoot for. Yeah, I shot.
It's a 1 plus 0. So yeah, he's probably gonna shoot me first.
I already rolled a 4 before we even got anywhere else.
Yeah. Which the crew would know. Avon doesn't carry a firearm, so if you hear shooting, it isn't me.
Fair enough. So he is going to just use the blaster because that little gun is to knock people out, so you can take them into your vessel and decapitate them and take whatever body parts your little empty heart's desires. And he doesn't want that. He just wants you dead. So if you could please roll an agility test in your defense. Just agility.
Would love nothing more. Okay, that's an 11.
Oh,
that's all right.
12.
Can I? Oh,
you already
Can
used
I
your
favor
plus
it?
1 last week.
Can I favor?
How do you want to use your favor? How? Tell me how.
Let me.
Let me think about this. My life flashed before my eyes.
I was like life flashing.
Yep.
Yeah, I would like to reroll, ideally, if I may.
Okay.
I think with the sort of I don't know, with the sort of understanding that like I imagine Knox is given at some point very early when he had first picked up Avon some sort of like, this is how you don't die training. And she has very rarely ever used it. She mostly just either doesn't get hit or gets hit. But I think this is important. And also he's being a jerk. So I want to kill him before he kills me.
Look, you came into his house.
Well, I don't think it's his house. I think he has to share it with all of the bodies. So
bodies have their own little rooms. They're comfortable. but fine.
I
Reroll. No, go ahead. Reroll.
I
I don't
not
know if
any
that was a
better.
good squeal or a bad squeal.
No, that was first it was a cocked squeal, and then now it is a 5. So
Oh, that is
I'm getting
that is
shot.
Not, that
I
is
think
not,
I'm getting
you are,
shot. Is what's
I think you're
happening.
getting shot as well.
I'm getting shot.
Okay. Blaster 2. Let's see how I roll and see how badly I hit. How many hit points do you have left anyway? Because you didn't heal properly.
I was gonna say, yeah. Did we get a heal in our weird little downtime? I don't remember. I don't think we.
I don't think anybody did.
That.
I don't think anybody. I offered it last time. You were like, nah. Shit to do. People to see.
I'm fine. I'm at half. So it's fine.
Perfect. That's fine. And you have a regular vac suit, right? Nothing that gives you
No, I don't have any like armor or anything.
No,
No,
just
not
cloth.
typically.
Just
Cloth and bones.
He really likes bones. So that will be 5 damage.
I'm still alive.
Wow, that I'm not gonna lie, that's better than I expected. That I could go down.
It's close, I'll tell you that.
Good to
but
know.
Still alive.
Beautiful. Yeah. It's your turn.
I would love nothing more than to hit this fool back. I still have the worm knife, right?
Yes. The one with the intricately carved handle.
This feels appropriate. I very much want to stab him with that. I don't know what the stats on worm knife are though.
I think that's as most other knives. I think it's a D4.
D4? Cool.
D4, yeah.
We're going with...
I'm sorry, it doesn't do more damage because it's pretty. That I wish that was how the world works, but it's
if it
it's
had
just
like
not.
if it had worm stuff in it, on it, made of it.
No.
Just worm adjacent.
Just worm adjacent. Just worm aficionado.
Worm aesthetic. Hashtag just wormy things.
But roll a strength test to hit.
Strength? Okay.
Melee is strength. You're the one who wanted to stab people.
That's a nat 20, baby.
Congratulations.
I don't have anything to add to it, but it is a nat 20, so.
Oh. Roll your d4. And double the damage.
Like, realize that there isn't a d4 in my pile right now.
How do you have a pile?
All right, d4. It's a 2. I'll take it. I'll take a 2.
So that becomes 4.
Hee.
Which becomes less because his flight suit's a little cooler than your flight suit.
That's fine. I have a cool flight suit.
But less cool now.
I will point out that the crew at this point will have heard blaster fire, so you can enter initiative for the new round. If you will like to roll initiative, please.
I would like to state that Maesin stayed by the hatch to listen, if that's all right.
I'll allow it.
6 plus 1 is 7.
Okay.
Could have 3.
Avon stays at a 5. AJ goes to 3.
12.
Knox goes to 12. And I don't think you ever still got his name, but Laszlo stays on his 13.
Interesting.
What die was I
Which
supposed
means
to roll for initiative?
Laszlo gets to start the round again. And he only wants 1 target.
Wait, what die was I supposed to roll for initiative?
That was a 6.
Your agility plus a d6.
Oh, I'm sorry. I rolled the wrong die.
Oh,
Lazo got a 12?
Do you know what his agility is to begin with and what actual cool stuff he has?
No. That's concerning, though. I literally maxed out. Oh, dear.
Wait until you hear how many hit points he has.
Oh, well.
I got a 6 on mine. I apologize. I rolled a d20 before.
Ah, that covers it. So 6. There. He also has toughness, like some kind of spacewalk. barbarian person thing. He is, however, going to have a little blasty blast at Avon again.
Okay.
Who gets to roll her own defense?
My own defense.
As you do.
That's a 9.
I already told you it's a 12.
Yeah, well, I can dream. Maybe I stabbed him in his shooting hand. I don't know.
You're not wrong. Okay. I don't know how many hit points you have left, but probably not great. But I only do a d6 damage, and there is a 1 on every die. So
It's true.
that is, however, a 2.
Can I use a favor
Burn them all!
to knock it off? Because that might kill me.
You get a minus d6 damage, so I roll a d6 to see how much I get rid of the 2, right?
I think so.
For a favor. Yeah. Okay.
Unless you just get rid of the whole d6. I don't know how that works.
Pretty sure you roll
Either
it to
way.
see how much you knock off. Because otherwise you get
Either
like...
way.
Either way. I roll a
That'll
1.
help. That's fine. That's enough. That is enough to not kill me.
Okay, 1 is enough. 1 was the magic number.
Yeah, I had 2 left. So
Jesus Christ. Alright.
so Avon's not looking great by any stretch of the imagination.
There's currently 2 holes in you and you're bleeding.
It's fine.
But having heard the blaster fire, Maesin is coming to your rescue. Maesin, it's your turn.
Maesin is gonna like speed yeet down the ladder.
Yep.
And then
Do the thing where you glide down all cool and shit.
Uh-huh.
So cool.
And
So cool.
she is going to angrily like turn around and yeet the boombox directly in his fucking face.
Okay.
The damage does a boombox do?
That is an 18 on the dice. She's mad and on her hot girl shit. Whether I assume it's presence, because that's what I use to throw my darts or bones to add to it.
I mean, normally throwing things is agility, but your bones are weird because you're weird.
True. So I mean,
normal throwing things that aren't bones is agility.
okay, so then that's a 19,
Very nice.
and that is going to detonate for a D12.
Also very nice.
Holy heck.
That is. I am going to use a favor
Okay.
to deal maximum damage
Okay.
for the 12.
4 to 12. I'm going to roll. Get the spacesuit takes some of that.
Did the spacesuit lose armor for the crit?
Yeah, it's not already not great, but it's not broken yet.
Okay.
So, math is hard. Here we go. So, Avon didn't do a lot of damage. Avon is heavily damaged. Laszlo is looking displeased with the boombox to the face? Question mark? Face. He wasn't wearing his helmet, so there's another. He has a fresh burn scar along the side of his face. Skin that's like little crackles, little black, little bloody. Smells like barbecue.
Ugh.
You don't like barbecue?
What barbecue is there at the end of time?
In this case, a Laszlo barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Knox.
Okay. What is gravity like where they are? I know this is terraformed. Is it somewhat low gravity?
Low gravity.
Perfect. I think Knox then is going to jump out of the ship and kind of like do a little moon jump. And I did pick the skill for Treacherous Merc Dirty Player. So I am going to go for as much of a pot shot as I can, whether that is kneecapping, shooting him in the crotch, aiming for the recent wound. Any like weak spots, I'm going to shoot for like not a kill, but something that hurts and distracts.
You did notice when he was walking to the building that he has a bit of a limp, so you're aiming for his bad leg.
Perfect. Okay. And that's a d20, and then okay, I get a +2 on attack rolls where you can attack your opponent's less defended areas, and a +3 if you, the GM, rule that it is truly underhanded. So that is a 15. So at least a 17 to hit.
I think that's good enough. Yeah, that
Okay.
that tracks.
All right, and then let's go ahead and shoot this guy.
Shoot him real good.
And I think the plus is only to attack rolls. It's not actually to damage.
It's not
rolls.
to damage rolls. It's only
Yeah.
to attack. Yeah.
Okay. That is a 6 with the pulse rifle.
I just had to allow crotch.
I was unaware
chat
that
list.
that was on the auto mod.
Oh, all right.
I allowed it.
Who knew? You know.
Honestly, I'm surprised it wasn't allowed. I'm not gonna lie. It's in effect the message before that mentions a dick crotch, you know?
And if I can, I will try to put myself between him and Avon, who has taken some damage, has no way to absorb it.
Avon has taken a lot of damage, not
I have
some
taken-
damage.
Almost all of the damage I can.
Yeah.
Recap for me how much damage you did to Lazilo.
6 points of pulse
6
rifle
points of
damage.
Pulse rifle damage, beautiful. I should not have put the D4. There it is.
I will activate my electro shield, which doesn't say it's like an action.
I'm sorry, I'm just picturing you going full Captain America with your shield.
Kind of. I'm probably more U.S. agent if I'm gonna compare him to anything. He's because he also has a gun. He's pretty, yeah.
You do. And your gun actually did his job this time. She
It
used to be
did.
her, but then he became Justin Timberlake, so I'm assuming we're switching.
You know what? My
Justin
gun's
can be whatever
gender
she
fluid.
wants to be.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. Currently, Justin is smoking. Avon, you are bleeding on the ground
Yes.
with a hit point.
Yes.
And nobody bought any medical packs.
So here's the thing. I still want to hit him though.
And you can go around Knox.
I think it's gonna end up being like hot shot like under Knox's legs or something.
See, for how
Like-
often Avon has just like popped around shoulders and just like between legs, that feels like something Avon is.
Yeah. Avon is adept at being weird and crawling around people. But definitely like, bleeding out in the process. It's fine. And I would like to
It's fine. It's all good.
like to
Also, it's
throw
not
a
like if-
bone.
Oh, throwing a bone? Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not going to throw the knife. I only have one of those.
True. Roll presence.
I
Because it's a bone and you're weird.
Because it's a bone, and I want it's the poison bone, girly.
Of course it is the poison bone. I'm just very happy because if you're hitting him, he can hit you.
It's another d20. Another natural 20. Plus
Very
1
Yes.
for presence.
There goes the rest of my armor tiers. They keep going down.
Oh no! How awful.
Get dunked on.
Awful. Okay, D4 damage, please.
Yeah.
He's only a harmless little serial killer. I don't know why you're treating him like this.
4.
Little guy, it's his birthday. You wouldn't hit a guy on his birthday.
Hit a guy on his birthday. Beautiful.
I would. hit a guy on his
The
birthday.
somewhat aged poison doesn't instantly kick in, but the
Fine.
bone certainly hits Another deep gauge. You'd expect more blood, but his blood is kind of a weird color and kind of sluggish. He doesn't seem to be bleeding like a normal person. Weirdly enough. Also still alive, because toughness.
I crawl back behind Knox.
AJ.
So I would like to start by stepping out of the bathroom and then
You do so.
using my specialty gadget, the silencer, to suck the sound out of the room for 3 rounds.
They are currently fighting outside underneath the ship, so how
Oh, I thought we were
large-
still in the cargo room. Never
Everyone
mind.
everyone left. You come out of the bathroom and you're alone. Everyone went down the ladder.
Okay, never mind. I thought we were still in the cargo. That is my bad.
Manager.
I will exit as well then.
Okay.
And I'm going to activate my electric axe tribute, or gonna try anyways. So I'm gonna spend
That sounds
a
disgusting. Please do.
neuromancy point and roll presence. Oh yeah, I got a 17, so I successfully activate it.
That is much better than your previous attempt.
Yes, much better. And then I'm going to try to hit him with it.
That sounds like a solid reason to absolutely bludgeon someone to death. Actually, with an axe hack, I guess. Yeah, roll strength, because it's a melee attack.
Okay, and it lasts for 5 rounds.
I don't think he's going to last for 5 rounds at this rate.
We love to see it.
Well, I rolled a 1. I'm gonna spend my last favor and try to reroll.
Probably smart.
Okay, I got a 15 that time.
A 15 will hit. Roll your
Okay.
d12 for damage.
And I got a 9 on the damage.
9 on the damage. Right. That means I have to actually roll for my toughness this time to see if I stay up, despite the fact that I'm technically dead. I stay up, even though I'm technically broken. But, you know, the perks of not being a regular human. Something AJ will discover in time. Going to the top of the round, which means Laszlo gets, I assume, his very last turn. Bleeding, burnt, cracked, broken, stabbed, husk. Not good. But determined to take Avon down with him. Because fuck you particularly. Derek, how does your interposing shield work? If he's willing to move a little bit to get around wherever you're blocking to get to a nice shot on Avon.
Yeah, the shield is just, it's extra absorbing damage. I think technically I can also use it as an attack. But yeah, I mean, it's extra armor. So there's so much movement that I can do. If he's really trying to work around me, I could try to work around him too, but I leave that to you if you want to put it to a roll off. Agility
let's
versus
do it.
agility.
Agility versus agility. I know how much agility I have, so this might be fun.
All right.
Then again, severely injured.
I was gonna say it's a 20 for me, so it's a 21.
Oh. It's an 18 for me, so it's 20. What?
Dang.
No, fine. No, because also you shot me in the bad leg, and I feel that should count for something.
Okay.
I feel if you shoot a man in the injured leg, that means he's not as agile anymore. That somehow that tracks for me.
It feels like an old saying, yeah.
Yeah. I used to be a space cowboy like you. Faye, I will say he tried the movement before trying to shoot Avon, so realizing that Knox is covering Avon, better shoot someone else because you're going down anyway. And why
You might
waste
as
a
well.
perfectly good blaster charge? And Maesin did throw a freaking boombox at his head that exploded. Which
did
is
hear that.
somehow more insulting than a super cool electric battle axe. You know, you gotta respect the electric battle axe and not so much the boombox. So he'll be trying to shoot Maesin instead. Please roll your defense,
Which is
which
a
is an
which
agility
die?
check.
Agility.
D20 agility.
Okay. 12?
Meets beats. I think that's also true in this game. I'm not entirely sure, but you need a 12. I do still have a -1 that chat bought me. I might give that to you. I think I will, because, you know, we're 2 minutes out of the end of the game. You
Do
have an
that?
11.
It's- but I'm just a little bone girly.
Cry, I'll do it.
Look, people spend good money to see you suffer, and goddammit, I'm gonna make you suffer.
Ouch. Okay.
I don't know how many hit points you have, but I only do a d12 damage, so you might be okay. Where did you go? That is a solid 9, which wasn't enough to kill Avon.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I am alive.
I mean, yay.
That hurt.
Well, it's your turn, and I can tell you that Laszlo has 2 hit points, so don't fail your attack and your golem.
Oh, fantastic. Lovely.
No pressure.
I'm gonna throw a bone in his eye.
Gonna throw a bone?
Just Tobey Maguire voice. I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye. Yeah. Throwing bone.
Throwing bone.
In
Presents.
the eyeball.
Because you're a weird bone girly.
That is a 16.
That'll hit. Don't roll a 1.
I think it's a D4, isn't it? Plus
It is a
presence?
D4.
There's something else about them. Sharp throwing. Bonds. That is a 2.
That is exactly enough. Do you want to describe your not quite flawless victory?
I assume with us, I don't have armor, so there is a somewhat like smoldering wound.
Oh yes.
And that
You
is
can
pretty...
see. You can like partly see through your flank.
Ow. And I just take the. I just like am still spinning the bone between my fingers as always, and just kind of like when it rotates around so the handle is facing this way, I just like flick it. And just like a nice, again, targeting the eye, just like straight through. And I would like
Straight
it to
through the
go
eye.
all the way to the handle.
I mean, you like what you like. You can't help it. Well, congratulations. You have defeated Laszlo. You know what happened to Haley and Luca. Only one of you is a worm. That I'm afraid is something you're going to have to deal with on your own time, because we are at the end of the episode.
I mean, unless anybody
Mason,
wants to be a worm.
there's options.
I'm just saying.
We'll just bring 3 of you back for part 2, and AJ rolls up a new character.
Or we all just play Grimm next time.
I'm not saying never.
The last thing that I want Maesin to do after she like throws the bone and just like doesn't look, like cool girls don't look at explosions.
I mean, eye explosions, other explosions.
Is just going to go over to like the very, very wounded Avon. Just like,
Yeah.
are you, and just like take her by the face. It's like, are you okay?
I will be.
Good. And she just kind of lets go and then just like sits on the ground because she is also wounded.
The only one coming out of it relatively unscathed is Knox, other than all the mental scarring.
Does this just keep happening with Knox's crews?
Hell yeah.
Is Knox
They just cycle
like,
through.
Is Knox the just like the Professor Farnsworth of this?
Good news, everyone. He has
Your crew number 48.
Yeah, he has 50 feet of high strength, lightweight synth rope. He's just gonna like you do with kids that keep running away. He's just gonna like tether each of them to his. He has a police belt, and he's just gonna start walking. They're in low gravity. They'll bump along. They're fine.
Fair enough.
Not carrying anybody.
I'll also assume for now you're going to go get medical supplies. You loot the body, of course. Do I leave a perfect good blaster behind?
Are we bringing the body?
Are you bringing the body?
So
what if
here's
we
my
just
thought.
What if we just took his head?
I would like the body.
We can put the body on his ship and then tow his ship back to the mayor, and then maybe even get scrap money from the ship.
Oh, that's nice.
Will the mayor want the body?
I doubt the mayor will want that body. There's plenty of other bodies on the ship. Avon
So
can
I
have
can
that
have
body.
this one?
Avon earned a body.
I'm pretty sure the mayor's going to want that body.
But he's very strange.
Yes.
This feels like when you take your kid to, like, I don't know, the mall, and they're like, I've been really good today. Can I please have a toy? And you're like,
Can I
"Right, you
please have a
one
body?
corpse."
Can I have one corpse, please?
Look, I know we're at the end of this, but Avon, if you open those crates inside, there's roughly 142 skulls, and they all have really cool little things inscribed in them.
Those are very cool skulls. I want this one. Because he used to have worms.
Avon,
And
we
now
have
he
skulls at
doesn't?
home.
I don't want the skulls at home. I want this one. This one's cooler. This one used to have a bunch of worms in it. A bunch of fun kinds of worms in it. And now he got better. And I want to know
It's
how.
limited edition, Anniek.
It's
It's
a very
very limited
expensive
edition.
skull. I think
Well,
at the very least, Avon will like make a point to Knox that like you will want to bargain with the mayor for this corpse. It's a very expensive.
We can just tell him that he blew up with a space grenade or something. You can keep the body. It's fine.
All right.
Thank you, Knox.
Avon gets the body.
Success.
Maesin gets to live as a bone girly. Knox only loses a quarter of his crew, and AJ will remain alive for a little while longer until Knox. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe AJ is one of the special
are
ones.
you going to? Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
AJ's one
exactly.
of the special ones.
You just met one of the special ones. They're out there.
They are. Maybe AJ's one of them. We don't know.
Could happen. Could happen. We'll find out if we ever do a part 2, and otherwise, well, open endings suck. Deal with it.
Maesin, you want to do an autopsy together?
Technically a necropsy.
If you
necropsy,
wanted to.
darling?
If you're free and my mom says it's fine if your mom says it's fine.
Dad, is it cool if we go?
Yeah, no.
Like autopsy date.
Putting a corpse in front of these two is like giving like an iPad to the kids
Yep.
in the back of the minivan. It's like, I don't want to pay attention to you for 3 days. Just enjoy Bluey. Bluey's on repeat.
Just
This is our
somewhere
Bluey.
behind Knox's chair, you see Maesin softly knocking on Avon's door, going, "Do you want to cut a corpse up?" They're all adorable for a horror game.
Have to
This
be a
was,
worm corpse.
Doesn't have to be, but it could be.
I mean, it could.
Want it to be.
I mean, like it could be. I mean, like if you're free and I'm free, and like we could like do an autopsy or whatever.
I feel so bad for Knox right now. Right. We, however, are going to wrap this up. I have to go to bed. We are out of time. We did wonderful work. I had a great time with absolutely everybody here. Managed to solve the mystery, collect the corpse. Says so many corpses, and only one crew member was wormed. I think those are excellent statistics.
For now.
We will quickly go around and let people say bye. Tell us where you can find them, what other cool stuff they're doing. I didn't read any of my messages, but I'm assuming Derek's going to do the channel stuff again. So I'm just going to go first myself. Hi, my name is Anniek. I was the game master for this game, and I love running horror and have a lot of fun doing it. Not too grimdark, just horrifying. I'm taking a stream break because I need one. But during the stream break, there will be planning and plotting and casting eventually, and then I will return probably on Sunday. It's gonna be on Sunday. Why am I even saying probably? It's my time. With more games, with more people, with more players, probably more horror because I can't help myself. And meanwhile, I am on Twitter at Anniekster, and I got a Blue Sky account. More social media hellscape. Anniekster.bluesky.social. How are those shaped? Whatever. Same handle. And for now, that is it for me. Casting calls, etc. will be on the Sorting Key Twitter and in our Discord. I'm just gonna go roughly the same way around again. Kit.
Me. Hi, I am Kit. You can find me places on the internet at KitRollCause, same way it's spelled, somewhere around me. One day I will get on Blue Sky. Don't worry about it. I have been your Avon for the evening, resident worm girly. Resident, I don't know, bone girlies? Worm girlies, maybe? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Part 2? I don't know. You can find me being terrible and horrifying in other places. On Wednesday, I'll be over at Live from the Apocalypse doing the finale of the second table of our Call of Cthulhu little two-parter situation. They played the fuck around table in the 1920s, and we are the find out table in the 2020s. So come see what's going on. Last time I got kidnapped into a corn maze, so it's been fun. It's been great. If you like horror, come vibe. And then on Thursday, I'll be over on Lost Caravan doing some sagas, a little two-shot situation happening over there. I've never played the system before, but I imagine it's going to be delightful. And then every other Saturday, you can find me also on Lost Caravan playing Fabula Ultima, where I am just a little robot who has never done anything wrong in its life. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's great. It's awesome. Also, every other Thursday, which this Thursday being one of them, catch Bloom and Blight, our Girl by Moonlight actual play podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. Second episode goes up on Thursday. I am so excited by all of the love that we've received. And if you like magical girl stuff and a little bit of tragedy, come hang out with us. It's a fun podcast. It's fun to do. And I think it's fun to listen to, maybe. So yeah, but that's me. That is what I will be doing. For anything that I can't announce yet, peep the socials.
So much stuff. Very exciting.
So much
when
stuff.
Do you sleep?
So
Don't answer that. Dan. No. Dan.
Hello, I am Dan Pixel. I have been your Maesin for this journey, your other resident bone girly, and one of your technomaniacs. And you can find me in a couple different places. Over on Girls Run These Worlds, we are still awaiting the finale for Fires of Sharn. We unfortunately had to postpone last week, so keep an eye out for that in the future. That is the 5e Eberron little mini campaign that we have going. That one is not scheduled for its finish yet, but it will be upcoming. That will be posted either on their socials or on mine. I am also over on DMDM Studios every Friday night at 8:30 p.m. EDT, where our Warhammer TTRPG Deathwatch game continues onward, where I play the Raptor Space Marine Sniper Sister Ash. And if you want to follow me anywhere on the internet, I am Dan Pixel on all socials, including Blue Sky now. I have just moved over. And I also stream myself, not TTRPGs, but if you're interested in coming by for some direct emotional damage, I will be playing through later on this evening, in probably about 4 or 5 hours over on my channel, the Mass Effect 3 Citadel DLC, which, if you've never seen the apartment party before, is glorious and hilarious. So feel free to stop on by.
I will have to find you on Blue Sky because I need more people to follow, because I went from 500 followers and following to 23. Migrations are fun. Sophia.
Hi everyone, I am Sophia, also known as Nerdy Teddy, and you can find me on Twitter at Nerdy Teddy. I do not currently have anything else going. This is until I think September, but you can come hang out with me at Nerds with Dice, where we'll be in the background tomorrow night for the first episode of Neon Shadows and our Arcana Punk campaign, which then will be starting its Kickstarter August 1st. Friday, I will also be there. That ends a little bit later at 10 p.m. EST for Yilfe, which is a urban fantasy horror adventure one shot. So come check that out. Saturdays, we will have Mask the Puzzle Project, which is all disabled cast mask game. The first episode was a lot of fun. You can check that out. And for August, Nerds with Dice is hosting a game jam called Nightmare Before Halloween. You can, we're accepting short games, solo games, anything. Short games are up to 3 pages. Supplements and stuff are also welcome, and anything that is submitted to the game jam will then be considered for use in charity efforts in October. So thank you.
Thank you very much. I love the sound of the Nightmare Before Halloween for many reasons. Derek.
Hi everybody, I am Derek Sword. I use he, him pronouns. You can find me on Twitter, but Twitter following my house someday I'll get a blue sky like these cool folks do. I want to highly emphasize to go follow these incredible people, go find their works, find the stuff that they do, go support them in those places. That is why we do this, is because we will never have enough time or space to make all of the incredible people out there get the spotlight that they deserve. And that's why other places exist. Please go to those other places. These are all phenomenal people. You've seen they're phenomenal players, and they make great characters. So go and support them in those places. As for Sword and Key stuff, you can always follow Sword and Key on Twitter. We're trying to get the blue sky there as well. Instagram, you can find all of our links at beacons.ai/Sword and Key, all one word. Find all of our socials there. You can also find the Pally for this game, which should be open for at least another week. So no incentives as far as like affecting the game, but there are incentives as far as tipping these players and showing them financially, should you be able and wanting to do so, how much you appreciate their performances. So please check out pally.gg. The link should be in chat. You can also find the link through the beacons.ai/Sword and Key word. Other Sword and Key stuff that is coming up every Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern is Horizon's Call, the 5e swashbuckling pirate campaign that I run, that Eva is also in. That is getting back to our regular cast. We had a 4-week one-on-one sessions with our main players. We are coming actually back with a guest spot from the incredible Lady Dame, if you're familiar with LD. If you are a denizen of Smutty Saturdays, you would be familiar with LD. And LD is coming back with a character that she premiered in a prequel for one of the characters, which is a harpy named Fia. And she's very cool, very excited. She will be joining us for the month of August. Other things, Monster Crush, the podcast that I do with my friend Heavenly, comes out every other Sunday. We did shift our schedule a little bit, so the next episode of Monster Crush, I believe, is coming out on the 6th, I think is the plan. Because I can't remember what today is. Today is the 30th. Yes, I was looking at that. Absolutely wrong month. Yes, it will be coming out on the 6th of August. So every other Sunday. This episode's going to be fun. We're doing cryptids with the most ridiculous names. So if you're interested in learning about the Old Saybrook blockheads and the Sandown Clown, those are actual cryptids. They have actually been reported, and we're going to talk all about them and how fucking smoochable. I believe Brindlewood Bay is off today, but that is typically every other Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, and that's a wonderful campaign. Some folks are just, there's a lot going on in the community right now. There's a lot going on personally for some folks. So we're just going to take a mental health day because that is what is most important. This coming Wednesday, the 2nd at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, is Magical Kitties Save the Day. It is a 4-part campaign, mini campaign, run by the incredible Mayor. It is just a feel-good. Magical kitties are going to have a great time just romping around and doing cute kitty stuff. None of that sarcastic. I mean that absolutely genuinely. Oftentimes when I talk about games, especially Anniek's games, there's a little bit of sarcasm. I don't mean that at all for me. I think that is actually it for Sword and Key stuff as far as things go. We will have more applications out in the near future. I am looking to run more games once I can have a more stable schedule. So look out for applications for that. Again, through the beacons, you can also join our Discord, find all of our stuff there. We always post our applications first on Discord and then through our socials. So if you want a quick leg up, join our Discord. There's plenty of great folks there to chat with, hang out, join games, all that kind of stuff. Speaking for me personally for Sword and Key, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to these incredible people. Thank you to Anniek for running this. This has been a very fun time. I often don't get to play in games because I want to spotlight other folks. This has been a real treat for me. And I appreciate all of you in the audience. I appreciate all of you on the screen. You just messaged me that we're not going to raid today because we can't find anyone vouching. Quote unquote. We'll be looking around for some other folks to follow as well, but maybe Sunday mornings or just so take this time, take care of yourselves, go do something nice for yourself. It's the weekend. That's it for me.
Thank you so much. And yeah, see you around. Hopefully. Nobody worms you in your sleep.